Hello, beautiful creatures of the world, and welcome back to Coffee with Kerri-Lynn. It's going to be another hot one, above 80 degrees. We still get the Canadian wildfire smoke here in the far north of Maine, up along the Canadian border, in the crown of Maine. I hope everyone is having a nice, warm, sunny summer day. Wherever you may be, I hope you're having a day filled with fabulosity and decent coffee. Everybody needs decent coffee. Nobody deserves that weak, watery junk. Go throw that out. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, we are going to be talking once again, guys and ghouls, about the CONjuring house. There is a new scandal that has surfaced. Always something that has surfaced on the internet because there was a glitch in the matrix. There was a ghost in the machine. Nobody knows how this has happened, and they are blaming it on technology. But rumor has it, as of the last few days, that the CONjuring house is for sale. Is it for sale? No, it's a lie. Melissa De Silva, who originally wrote the piece for, I think it was Fox 55 or Fox, whatever Fox is in Rhode Island. She wrote a piece about the CONjuring house being for sale in 2021. And for some reason, unbeknownst to anybody, the computer errored and is now displaying a current link, 2024, and when you click the link, you go into the story about the CONjuring house being for sale for $1.2 million. And she doesn't know how it happened. The news affiliate doesn't know how it happened. It was an archived piece that was brought current. I don't think the CONjuring house wants to be owned by crazy, allegedly crazy Jacqueline Nunes. I think the house is done with her shenanigans, and something went on, something happened, and a glitch in the matrix, a ghost in the machine, and the computers, as of yesterday, were reporting that the CONjuring house was up for sale, and it wasn't. And when you look at the byline, which is Melissa De Silva, and when you look at the date on that piece, it is from 2021. Nobody has had good luck with that house, ladies and gentlemen, guys and ghouls. Nobody has had luck with the CONjuring house since the movie franchise. The movies, Hollywood spoils everything, don't you know? Hollywood absolutely spoils everything. So, Norma Sutcliffe purchased the property in 1987, and she lived there very, very peaceably with her partner, her life partner, and they had a life there. I guess there was a reported daycare there. She had relatives, nieces and nephews. Everybody stayed at the house. There was no big turmoil. While she owned the house, it was an old house. It had creaks. Things happened. It was quirky. Whatever. But she never was afraid of the house. She never had deep experiences with the house until 2013, when all hell broke loose in Hollywood and the movies, the franchise of the CONjuring house began. See, Norma and her partner did not know that Hollywood was making a movie that was going to depict her home. Your home is where your heart is. Your home is your castle. Your home is where you find inner peace and tranquility. Your home holds your dreams. And unfortunately, no one told Norma Sutcliffe that her peace, her tranquility, her home was going to be depicted in a Hollywood movie, which caused fans to trespass onto the property day and night, night and day. And Norma Sutcliffe's tranquility and peace, the place that she considered her safe space, was being invaded by movie fans, by fans of Ed and Lorraine Warren. They wanted to explore her little piece of heaven on earth. And she didn't like that. So in 2015, she filed a lawsuit against Warner Brothers. Now, I cannot quite find out if that lawsuit went anywhere. Maybe it was an undisclosed settlement that it ended in. But in any case, Warner Brothers was sued by Norma Sutcliffe and her partner in 2015. In 2019, the home, the peaceful piece of paradise that was now turned into a living nightmare for Norma Sutcliffe, was sold to Jen and Kerri-Lynn. And I know I butchered your name again. I'm sorry. It's just something I do. It's one of my quirkinesses. If I can't pronounce something right, I just kind of do it my way, give it my flair, a little bit of an overzealous Maine, Rhode Island accent to it, and we're good. So I am sorry if I butcher anybody's name. It's just a wild little quirk that I have that I do. It's a special superpower lately. And the Heinzens purchased the property and decided to bank off of the success of the CONjuring movies. And they were really the first people to do this. They embraced the fact that the house was so famous, and they opened the house up to people to investigate and experience the house and all its glory. And they didn't care. Kerri and Jen didn't care if you went into that home and debunked it. They didn't care if you went into that home and showed that you had an experience. They just opened that home up with really no boundaries. They made money off of it. You did your investigation. You put your investigation on YouTube, and they didn't care which way the chips fell. And then in 2022, after the COVID situation happened, after their friend and a fellow paranormal investigator, John Huntington, lived in the house through the COVID situation, and you can look at his videos on his YouTube. I think it's John Huntington Paranormal. So you can go to his YouTube and get his take on his experience with the house. Along comes Jacqueline Nunez, owner of the CONjuring house, as she bills herself. And in 2022, she does purchase the CONjuring house for $1.5 million. And now we are sitting at the end-ish of 2024, where she has owned the house for about a year and a half. And she has, according to many people that have paid to explore the CONjuring house, she has severely upped the rates of a nighttime exploration. She has huge document caveats that you need to sign, huge waivers. She will need to look at your footage. You basically are not going to debunk the place on her. And she has really been doing a number on that place with her antics as of late. And she has tried to add different event venues onto the house. Like, she's got this glamping thing right now that she's doing, glamping. She spells glamping with a G-H. I don't know. But this isn't the first time camping has been tried at the CONjuring house, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world. Nay, nay. This is not a new idea. This is not a brainstorm that Jacqueline had. Nope. Roger Perrin, after purchasing the house in the 70s, before contacting the Warrens about the paranormal nonsense going on at his home, now known as the Conjuring House, went to the town of Burrillville to try to have a campground on the acreage. And I guess he wanted something like 250 camping spots. It was a business venture. So while everybody thinks this ghost glamping camping thing came out of nowhere in the 70s, before the Warrens were called in, Roger Perrin went to the town of Burrillville to get approval to turn the surrounding acreage of his home into a campground. And it was denied. There you have it. Jacqueline is really not coming up with a lot of original ideas except this crazy like a fox thing that she's doing. There you have it. Old stuff resurfaces. So while everybody was like, oh my God, the ghost camping thing. No. That's an old concept. That's an old concept from the 70s. So, anyways, that's the story. The Conjuring House is not for sale. Jacqueline Nunez is the firm owner of the Conjuring House, and I cannot find any information that is going to go up for sale, that she's even thinking about selling it. She bought it with an intent of it being a moneymaker. And I think she was fairly surprised that it wasn't the millions and millions of dollars of moneymaker that she wanted it to be. She had pie in the sky visions. I'm sticking to this theory, ladies and gentlemen, guys and ghouls. She had pie in the sky visions, and after she purchased from Corey and Jen, and they did, Corey and Jen stayed on through the transition. They did not bail and abandon her. They tried to work through the transition of the home and the viable business that they had there. And Jacqueline's ways started interfering. Jacqueline wanted to restrict people from debunking. And I think the train got away from her, and now it is the crazy train on this ride to I don't know where it's going to end up. The train will eventually pull in the station, but I'm not sure where we're going to end up with it. And that is the information that I have on this new scandal that came out the other day saying the Conjuring House is for sale. The Conjuring House is not for sale. As of this moment in making this video, it is not for sale, and Jacqueline Nunez has no intention of selling the home. I think the people that made out the best in the last few owners of the Conjuring House was Jen and Corey. They did things very wonderfully. They did things very peacefully. And they really did. They had that property, although they purchased it basically because it was a big deal on a big Hollywood franchise, but they purchased it with love and devotion for that property in their hearts. They did not want that property's image contaminated. They have a love for the paranormal and paranormal investigators and the paranormal investigations, and they wanted an honest take from the people who went and did investigations in the home when they owned it. And Jacqueline, follow the money. She does not want anything that's going to pull a dime off of her table. And unfortunately, when you don't have the love or the passion for something in your heart, you just get into it for the money, it always seems to fall apart, doesn't it? And now, you know, she's had a lot of mishaps since she's owned that place. She's upped the rates. She's been very rigid with people who want to investigate. She's taken 25% of the house and turned it into a gift shop. She has the glamping thing, which was an original idea from Roger Perrin. She tried to have an event center at the barn. That didn't work out so well. That barn burned down accidentally. And now there's just been a slew of things that have been very negative happening to Jacqueline. And then all of a sudden, the house puts itself back up for sale with an old news article. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, ponder that for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and ghouls, my beautiful creatures of the world, be the kindness you want to see in the world. And as always, Carpe Diem, follow your heart, follow your dreams. Because no one promised you a tomorrow.